I have a full review coming for a more recent release, but since the video was never going to be ready for this week, I decided to pick up another Atari 2600 game. This used to be one of my favorites. It's Keystone Kapers. That's caper with a K. I'm not sure what a caper is, but it controls what looks like a Bobby running through a department store to chase a runaway thief. This game is a bit like Pitfall with less variety on screen. You have to run, jump, or duck to avoid getting hit by all kinds of objects, and choose if you want to use the escalator or elevator to go up a floor. Going up the elevator to reach the same floor as the thief will make him start running to a lower floor. So the secret is to make sure you don't use the elevator too soon. All escalators only go up, only way down is the elevator. But that doesn't stop the thief, oh no. This isn't some common thief. This guy is clearly not an ordinary human. He will simply teleport down or up a floor when he reaches the left or rightmost screen. His psyche abilities are so advanced he can manipulate every loose object in the building to attack you. He can absorb your time, essentially make you age faster through the objects, or even commit murder using the toy airplanes. And if you think I'm just making this up, you can just look at the back of the official box art. Dastardly deeds that defy description. That rogue is hurling everything in reach. Shopping carts, biplanes, beach balls, everything but the cathedral radios. Look out! It's a cathedral radio! The instruction at the back of the box has a lot more content than the game itself. It really doesn't take long for the game to become impossibly hard. The moment the planes start looping every second is when I stop making progress. And jumping starts getting more finicky, but that's just how these games were. You're probably looking at this and thinking, God, those old Atari games are so repetitive, I bet I'd get tired of playing in 10 minutes. And you know, you're not wrong, but the thing a lot of people get wrong is assuming that hasn't always been the case with the 2600 games. There is a misconception that became fairly common in the retro gaming community, that Atari games don't last longer than 5 or 10 minutes a session because they quote-unquote aged. Sure, they aged. They're very rudimentary games that don't have that same lasting appeal a lot of NAS or mid-80s PC games still have. But they were never designed to keep players engaged for a long time. I didn't grow up playing Atari games, this system was already very old by the time I was born, but I enjoy researching useless video game history and people's own stories of what it was like, which you can find plenty of around the internet. I also happen to meet a few older people who remember that time. The Atari 2600 era gaming culture, at least when it comes to game consoles, was all about play sessions that were measured in minutes, not hours. You play the game trying to beat someone's high score, give or take 10 minutes, then you turn the console off and would go play outside or watch TV. Cards were a little over $20 a piece, and changing cards a lot was the only way a play session lasted anywhere close to an hour. Well, that or finding a decent two-player game to play. Paying $10 or more for a game that shows you all it has to offer in less than 30 minutes sounds like a ripoff, but that was just how video games were back then. So next time you see an Atari game being played and you think about how quickly you get bored, just remember, that's how it's always been. It has nothing to do with aging badly. Wait, this game came out in '83. Huh. No wonder people thought video games were a fad.